Why are you watching this? Bro, the title says sewing twins. I'm like, what is going on?
Women had their muscles and nerves removed. Children
What?
had limbs removed. People were deliberately given deadly blood infections.
Oh, you have another video. You have the freaking Nazi cop video to watch. You ready? Law, come back to Orlando and visit me. No. Okay. Sewing twins. Nazi camp experiments. People have too much free time on their hands. Like, experiment on animals, not humans, not kids. Cause bro, that's a literal kid right there. Like, what are you about to do to this kid? Leave the kids alone, please. Hey, save the babies. Save the babies, please.
A young girl, Eva, looks up at the doctor. He's furious today, stamping his feet and shouting, which makes many of the youngsters cry. He's angry because 2 of his kids, his prisoners, died.
You finna head out. Hey, thank you for joining. I hope you had a great time. Love you.
Eva has seen things she can hardly comprehend. Soon, she'll witness something that will sear her mind until she's an elderly woman. That is the doctor's attempt to make conjoined twins.
Oh.
Her name was Eva Moses Kaur, and she was one of the survivors, a twin herself.
How the freak you survive this? How do you survive a separation or like a conjointation?
She and her sister were experimented on at Auschwitz concentration camp. 2 of her other sisters, as well as her parents, died in the gas chamber. The Nazi.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Lopez, with that resubscription. Hey, bro, you gotta do channel points. I don't know what channel points do. Yo, Manir, my mods, you need to tell me like what's the deal with the channel points and stuff. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. So I get emotes, channel points, and like stuff like things of that nature. But we're about to watch Nazi stuff.
The doctor was Joseph Mengele, a man who would become known as the Angel of Death. We'll tell you a little bit about him before we get to the experiments. As you'll see throughout this video, he was something of a shapeshifter.
What?
During his student days, he was into music and the arts. He was studious, he was bright. He also developed increasingly nationalistic beliefs as he got older, in line with traditional values characterized by the Volkisch movement. In short, he was racist. That racism would define his entire life. The bright
he was so cool. He like paint and stuff, and like he got like good grades in school, and then like racist.
Young chap went on to study medicine, showing a particular interest.
Oh, I don't know why CC's on. My fault.
In human genetics and physical anthropology. In case you didn't know, the latter is related to the development of humans through evolutionary history. You can already see how this man began to embrace the Nazi ideology of a superior race. In 1937, he joined the Nazi Party and later became part of the SS, a paramilitary organization which in German was called...
Get you some hoes or something. Get you some hoes or something.
The Schutzstaffel.
No, you a kiss?
He served in the armed forces for a while after the outbreak of the war.
Someone called me a slave. Me personally, slap their grandma.
Later joining the SS race.
That's what I do. That usually solves a problem.
And settlement main office. This division was tasked with safeguarding the racial purity of those in the SS. His responsibilities there were to ensure genetic health and also
we must maintain a pure bloodline. Oh my gosh. Like, bro, gotta go Law W stream. Hey, appreciate you for coming. Talk to me, please, Law. I love you. I love you too. Mini clicks. I thought your name said Mini Clit. I was like, I guess.
Administer genetic health tests. The Nazi Party did not want its own procreating with people it deemed impure. Wives and fiancés of SS members were investigated to ensure this didn't happen. Mengele firmly believed in genetic superiority. He embraced the study of eugenics, which, if you're not familiar with it, relates to the attempt to create a healthier future generation by condoning selective interbreeding with people who have certain genetic characteristics. The doctor believed he could further his study of genetics by experimenting with humans. All he needed were test subjects. And those he got when he was made chief physician at Auschwitz concentration camp in 1943. When he got there, masses of people had already died in the gas chambers. Around 75% of them were those deemed unfit to work. There were many women, children, frail, and the elderly. Part of Mengele's job was to select which people went to the gas chamber and...
Bruh, I gotta go. Will you be streaming tomorrow? Probably, yeah. I'm trying my best to stream every day, like at least for a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least for Quincy meat. Yeah, I'll try my best to, like, you know, like at least stream and like do some reactions in at least like, you know, that's like the bare minimum. And then like if we can play a game, we can play a game. So I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. If not, then I'll see you like the next day. If not then like see you Saturday. Yep.
which people didn't. The vast majority of the 960,000 Jews that were sent there went to the gas chamber, as did the majority of the Roma and ethnic Poles and the Soviet prisoners of war. Many not immediately slaughtered were forced to...
My fault. Hold on. Bro, where's it at? Bro, where's it at? Wait, actually, I had the actual clip. Wait, let me see. All right. Let's pull up my meme folder real quick. Bear with me for a cool second. For a cool second or two. Yep. Is this it? Is this it? I think I found it. Is this it? Yep.
This shit is Bill Gates, bro. This nigga, he's worse, bro. He's worse than Hitler, bro. Let me tell y'all this though. Y'all gotta start looking up it, bro. Was Hitler really bad? What if he was trying to get rid of these demons? He was trying to destroy the construct, the matrix, the system that they created. I'm just telling you to stay woke. Like,
he's trying to get rid of these demons. Crazy, bro. Crazy, bro. That just reminded me. That's reminded me of things. Well, what the frick? Wait, we went down subs. We're back at 49 subs. Oh, I gotta change the thing. Hey Quincy, yeah, guys. See, bro, the sub count is getting low. It's dropping. The sub count is dropping right now. We're at 49 right now. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on. Isn't that the guy talking about chicken sandwiches? Popeye's chicken sandwiches.
The more and more people start finding out about the rainforest, the more and more people start becoming aware of what was happening in the Amazon rainforest. When I tell you out of nowhere, next thing you know, this Popeye's chicken sandwich completely covered up everything that happened in the rainforest. And none of y'all motherfuckers even knew. All these sleep bots hop right for the bait. It is nothing spectacular about them GMO fake meat ass chicken sandwiches that y'all are eating. It is nothing spectacular about that shit but death. Yet, y'all completely forgot what happened in the Amazon rainforest.
All
them people that passed.
Yep.
All them animals that passed. All that nature that passed.
Nature babies, come on.
And y'all don't care about none. All y'all care about is a fucking fake GMO. Y'all probably eating people. It get that fucking far to what they doing to us. And
how does he come up with these? I mean, because some stuff it sounds crazy, but like the Popeye chicken sandwiches is like something crazy will happen in the world, and then like they'll drop Popeye chicken sandwiches, and like, you know what I'm saying? And then no one cares about the crazy stuff because people are worried about Popeye chicken sandwiches.
But y'all don't never take the time out to do y'all research because everything is good.
Good to you.
It's
good. Okay.
They were also experimented on along with the children. Part of Mengelé's job was treating sick inmates.
Meat is healthy. No, it ain't.
And Nazi personnel, doing what doctors generally do. He was more than just a demented Nazi.
American Carnage. Hey, bro, I'm telling. Wait, move.
The arch criminal.
Hey, if you know, you know, right? If you know, you know.
Mengelé's outsized reputation as a medical monster is inverse proportion to what is known and understood about what he actually did. There's no question that inmates endured horrendous tortures and often died when they were experimented on. They were subjected to deadly air pressure, they were left out in the freezing cold and dangerously heated up. Women had their muscles and nerves removed. Children had limbs removed. People were deliberately given deadly blood infections. All manner of indescribable things happened to them. This was at the hands of many different people, but it's Mengelé's name that has stood the test of time.
Am I your favorite lawbreaker, Lawrence? Sure. Yeah, you are.
This is mainly down to his experiments on children and his obsession with twins. To us, he was a
Russian
beast,
servers.
He believed he was riding on the cutting edge of medical
Russian
science.
servers.
The camp gave him the opportunity to do what he thought were great things, albeit with the parameters of depraved Nazi ideology. In his own words, after the war, he said he didn't invent the camps, he just worked in them. His son even said,
I'm just doing my job, hey.
On the platform, for instance,
I was working.
What was he to do when the half-dead and infected people arrived? But get this, his son also said the twins owe their lives to him. He did choose twins for his experiments, which may have saved them from the gas chamber. It's now understood that he founded a kindergarten and played violin for the kids there. That's one reason he was sometimes called Uncle by the kids. They couldn't have known about medical experimentation at the beginning. A former inmate doctor later said he could be playful, jumping about to please them. The twin children frequently called him Uncle Peppy. This is what another inmate doctor once said about him. He was capable of being so kind to the children, to have them become fond of him, to bring them sugar, to think of small details in their their daily lives and to do things we would genuinely admire. And then, next to that, the crematoria smoke, and these children tomorrow or in a half hour, he's gonna send them there. Mengele didn't work alone. Far from it. When kids' hearts were injected with chloroform, or when children
yes, I see it. We're gonna watch that after. We're gonna watch that
after. Or even when young ones had their eyes injected with dye, he was part of a team, sometimes working under the auspices of Kaiser Wilhelm Institute.
Bro, they're saying so many big words.
It would be a mistake.
My brain don't comprehend that fast.
To blame him for all
if you really eat your mic.
Atrocities committed in the name of medical science, but when it comes to experimenting on twins, that was certainly his very own sphere. But why twins, you might think? No one's exactly sure, but it's thought that Mengele was interested in learning a few things. He believed twins might teach him more about the inheritance of genes. He was also interested in how twins reacted individually to specific experiments. It's thought the overarching reason for the experiments was simply the Nazis' view that there was a superior race.
Is that Hitler?
Said Mengele wanted to understand if there was a possibility of giving what the Nazis thought were racially superior couples more of a chance of having superior twins. Around 200 pairs of twins survived from as many as 15,000 pairs. Others died when their hearts were injected with phenol so they could subsequently be dissected. Survivor Jonah Lax said Mengele removed organs from people without anesthetic, and if one twin died, the other would be murdered. The reason for that was the doctor wanted to know not only how they compared in life, but what happened to each of their bodies after they died. At one point, according to the testimony of an inmate assistant, he killed 14 twins in one night.
There's real life just evil people. Just evil people.
The testimony read, he injected the Evapan into her right arm intravenously. After the child had fallen asleep, he felt for the left ventricle of the heart and injected 10 cc's of chloroform. He said the twin twitched and died soon after. All 14 went the same way that night. In another case, Mengele took 2 gypsy twins aged 7 and studied them. They had problems in their joints, which he said was tuberculosis. The radiologist didn't agree. Enraged, Mengele took the twins into another room. When he returned, he said to the radiologist, "You're right, there was nothing." He shot them both and dissected them. Prior to that, the twins arguably had the best life of any prisoner at Auschwitz. Not that that was saying much. Those twins had been favorites of Mengele. As one man later said, they were spoiled in all respects, and they fascinated him considerably. Some kids were able to play soccer, and even most were well fed compared to the other prisoners in the camp. Some of them got to keep their own clothes as well as the hair on their heads. One twin survivor later said he felt completely elevated, segregated from the hurly-burly of the camp. These reports conflict with others, though. For instance, twins Ephraim and Menashe Reichenberg said they were transported in a packed train. And when the train stopped, they heard the call Zwillinge raus, twins out. They were told to stay in a certain line, and they would stay alive. At the camp, they were stripped, shaved, disinfected, and given prisoner uniforms with the numbers B10506 and B10507. They said there were about 1,000 kids at the time, mostly twins and dwarfs. The boys had noticeably different voices. This piqued the interest of Dr. Mengele. Their necks were injected with an unknown substance in one experiment, which led to swelling, high fever, muteness, and a state of exhaustion for several days. Menashe died as a result of the experiments in 1946, after he was freed from the camp. Ephraim later moved to Israel after returning to Budapest to discover all his family was dead. He became a bus driver. Life was okay, but because of the experiments, he had a continual breathing and swallowing problem, which...
Bro, this is a lot. I need a breather. I need a breather. Hold on. Yeah, bro, this is a lot going on right now. I need a little breather. I needed to step away from the computer and take deep breaths. Deep breaths. Law, if you real, hit the gritty. Walking with the heater
led him to not being able to talk at all. In later life, he told his devastating story through an artificial voice amplifier. All the children were subject cases more than they were humans. Identical twins were always being measured and analyzed.
Sturdy.
For hours at a time, they had to sit through various procedures, including having material inserted into their spines and spinal taps. This is what Jonah Lax said when she saw that it was her first time to be experimented on in Mengele's lab. "I was looking at the whole wall of human eyes. A wall of blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes. Those eyes were staring at me like a collection of butterflies, and I fell down on the floor." Mengele was obsessed with inheritance.
Bro, can we stop with the light skin antics? I'm literally like I'm brown. I'm not dark skin. I'm not light skin. I'm brown. I'm more of a Carmiel Macchiato. Yeah, sorry.
of eye color. Lark said she was given injections in her back, but she never knew why. She and many other twins were also injected with the gangrenous condition Noma, after which making some kids very sick killed them. Eva Moses Kaur said she witnessed young boys who had their sex organs removed. She later said she believed it was Mengele's attempt to change the sex of boys. She also said this: a set of gypsy twins was brought back from Mengele's lab after they were sewn back to back. Mengele had attempted to create a Siamese twin by connecting blood vessels and organs. The twins screamed.
Bro, I don't know what's happening. I'm just intrigued and I'm listening. I'm not intrigued because I'm just like, this is very interesting to see how crazy this is.
Green set in, and after 3 days, they died. No one is going to doubt that the twins were horrifically experimented on in those camps, and some of them died, often in agony.
Some of them,
published in 2020 by the New York Times asserts that there is a
law. I'm in Waffle House, bro. I never been to Waffle House. Get a waffle. Let me know how it's busting. Let me know how it's busting. Bro wants to be Ortega IRL, huh?
As much fact as there is fiction when it comes to Mengele. Here's a snippet from that article. Given his alleged omnipotence, grotesque and untrue accusations that Mengele had attempted to create Siamese twins by sewing together a pair of twins, or that he had attempted to make boys into girls and vice versa, were circulated. That same newspaper back in 1985 told a story that involved Mengele shooting a mother and a child when the mother refused to be separated from him. Mengele was reportedly so mad he had a change of mind and sent all the people he'd previously chosen to survive to be sent to the gas chamber.
Okay.
That certainly sounds like someone capable of other horrors. But were some of the stories exaggerated? Here's another account from Eva Moses Kaur. One of the twins, who is 19 years old, told of experiments involving a set of teenage boys and teenage girls. Cross transfusions were carried out in attempts to make boys into girls and girls into boys.
Literally.
Some of the boys were castrated.
Why? I don't understand. You're just bored. You're just bored with your life, and you just want. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. Bro, if you really want to do this, do it to yourself. Chop it off. Hey, chop it off. See how you like it. Why not? Boy to girl ratio
studied in the adolescent twins. In 1992, the U.S. Department of Justice released a lengthy report on Mengele, alleging he had done such terrible things and a lot more we haven't discussed today. The report states an exchange of blood was repeatedly made between the individual twins of a pair, adding that some twins died as a result. We could find no mention of experiments involving sewing twins together. A survivor and camp warden named Vera Alexander can maybe fill in some gaps. She once said of the doctor, every day Mengele came and every day he brought some toys.
This is for real. This is what they did in Nazi camps. They experimented on children and stuff like that. Bro, there's so much stuff that went on. There's so much stuff that still goes on that, hey, you're not aware of. It's messed up, bro. There's evil people in this world. Evil people.
Sweets, chocolates, and new clothes. She also said she witnessed how Mengele had impregnated one twin with the sperm of another twin. He pampered her, and he was there at the birth. Alexander said when he saw only one baby and not twins, he threw the baby in the incinerator and just walked away. Part of Alexander.
We throwing babies in the fire? This no mercy, no human compassion. No, these people were not human. These people were not human. Yeah, bro. This is why I hate being German. Hey.
Alexander's job was taking care of 50 sets of Romani twins. This is what she said she saw one day about one particular pair of twins. Mengele took them away. When they returned, they were in a terrible state. They had been sewn together back to back, like Siamese twins. Their wounds were infected and oozing pus. They screamed
it was like human centipede.
At night. Then their parents, I remember the mother's name was Stella, managed to get some morphine and they killed their children in order to end their suffering. There was also this account from Eva Kaur. A set of gypsy twins was brought back from Mengele's lab after they were sewn back to back. Mengele had attempted to create a Siamese twin by connecting blood vessels and organs. She said they screamed day and night until gangrene killed them. These are the only two accounts we can find which talk about Mengele trying to make conjoined twins. The experiments are perhaps the very nadir of what the doctor did. Nonetheless, details about them are very scant. We found more testimony from the 1961 trial of Adolf Eichmann, a man noted as being a significant influence behind.
Why are you watching this? Cause, bro, the title says sewing twins. I'm like, what is going on? Cell Block 11 was a section of the Auschwitz concentration camp complex that was used to hold prisoners who were deemed to be partially troublesome or who had attempted to escape. The block was known for its harsh conditions and was used as a punishment block for inmates who had violated camp rules and were suspected of plotting against Nazis. Many of these prisoners held in Cell Block 11 were subjects to torture, starvation. Bro, it's like the whole, that's what I'm saying, bro. A whole 10-paragraph essay, like, bro. Save that for English.
Final solution to the Jewish question. In the testimony, Vera Alexander is asked about Mengele and what experiment she saw him conduct. She tells the judge she saw only one. He asks her what that was, and she replies, there was a set of twins, gypsies, whom he took away one day from the block where I was. That was the Zigeunerlager, the gypsy camp. Some days later, he returned them with veins in their arms and their backs sewn together. The judge then says he doesn't quite understand. Alexander simply says again he sewed them. The judge asks if they were turned into Siamese twins, to which Alexander said he sewed their arms together. They were already full of pus and full of wounds. She said she didn't know what happened to them since she was transferred to the women's camp after that. Since the accounts don't include many details, we're not sure what really happened to those twins behind closed doors. We also can't be sure what Mengele intended to discover from the experiments. What we are sure about is those experiments were never going to result in conjoined twins that survived any length of time. Mengele, for all his faults, was a trained professional. He must have known that. Mice have been sewn together in modern labs, but even that often leads to the death of the animals after their immune systems went into hyperdrive. The process is called parabiosis, which Mengele would have heard about because it's been around since the 1800s. He also knew the outcome
Quincy's
of
playing Warframe. Nice.
It was likely not of any concern to him. He had the expendable human resources at hand to experiment. Mengele managed to escape trial. Unlike many other leading Nazis after the war, despite being a wanted man, he lived out his life in South America. His son Rolf visited him in Sao Paulo in 1977, the first time he'd seen his father in over 20 years. He told Rolf he was unrepentant, stating that he'd never personally hurt anyone and only followed orders. His diary and some of his letters were later found. In one letter he wrote, "Brazil is a nice country to live in, despite the mixing of races. But there are many people who, like me, believe and are..."
I should have asked that. Yeah, interracials, yeah. Other than that,
sympathetic to the Nazi movement and racial ideology. In another, he wrote, "Weaker humans should not be permitted to reproduce. This is the only way for humankind to exist and sustain itself. And yet..."
Bro, why is the chat thing messed up? You serious right now? Bro, are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Is it gonna be messed up if I change it? Yeah, it's messed up. Yeah. Let me finish the video real quick. Hold on.
More of his writing, he claimed, if the inferior morons are not eradicated from society, society will destroy itself. In 1979, he had a stroke in a swimming pool and drowned. His personal history
had that one come, right?
He might have been somewhat embellished over time, but more than 100 people he experimented on testified in 1985 about what they had experienced at Auschwitz. Here's a snippet from one man's testimony, which sounds quite different from how Mengele felt about what he did during the war. "Dr. Mengele pulled me out of a queue as we were on the way from the sea lager camp to the gas chamber. I was the only one picked out that day, personally by Mengele and his assistant. They took me to his laboratory where I met other children. They were screaming from pain. I was injected with drugs and chemicals. My body most of the time was connected to tubes which inserted some drugs into my body. Even if his monstrousness has been overemphasized at times, there can be little doubt that he was a sadistic ideologue, foremost a racist, also a narcissist and a murderer.
He was a Nazi, yeah. I think that encompasses everything that you just said.
And above all, human. All too human. Now you need to watch the seawater.
Yo, what he's doing to his butt? What's going on? What's going on here? Hey. Okay, Law, bye. Gotta finish watching Young Royals. I don't know what the frick that is, but I hope you enjoy. Have a great time. Thank you for joining. Love you. Big kisses. Law, how many monitors do you have? I have dos monitors. How I get no ads? You sub up. You subscribe. Now react to the video in your Insta. Okay, let me check it out. When you watching Scream 6, when it drops online, that's when I'm watching Scream 6.